Beach Bums Media presents In the Beer Cave with Rob from the Stark Naked Truth.
Just plain Rob, Stark Naked, Rob Stark, Rob Stewart, whatever you want to call me, I don't care.
And it's me, Ashley.
How you
doing? I'm doing. You?
I'm doing.
I'm doing. You know what? I'm doing everybody I can, and the easy ones are getting it twice.
Wow.
Welcome to today's show of news you may have missed this week. You can now follow Beach Bums Media that produces this show, In the Beer Cave, on Twitter called @BeachBums, @Bums Media.
BMZ.
With a Z, and it'll scroll at the bottom. Have a Facebook page now, In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. And also here on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you know what? Reach down there and give that little thumb up and press that subscribe button if you want to. That way you can get notified of what's going on with us.
Now here's the thing. We do Facebook Live on Stark Naked. Rosemary, my cousin's cousin who married my cousin is on. Hey, Rosemary,
you know
I love you.
We did not get one email on that.
Are you serious?
Not one.
Oh my God.
I guess people got it.
You know, that's one of the most hilarious stories of my family history, is that my cousin's cousin married my cousin. But it's actually the truth. But anyway, so yeah, we do Facebook Live on Stark Naked. Now tomorrow,
in the morning around between 9:30 and 10, we'll be up on YouTube and on the Facebook page. So that way it's there. And don't forget, we are also on a podcast platform, Spotify. So you can go search us out on those platforms, and we hope you enjoy today's show.
now here's something I have to stress. Tell your friends, tell your family, if you enjoy this, tell your friends, tell your family, tell them to go to one of those places.
Tell everybody.
And like it and share it, and we're going to keep this going for a little while. In fact, we've got a couple of sponsors tonight. So.
Yes, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So, and we have a good time doing it, and if we're not having fun, then what's the point in doing it?
Like I told you, I always go on to entertain myself. If you're entertained, that's icing on the cake.
There you go.
So we go to entertain ourselves, and if we're having fun, that's all about it.
And folks, I like making fun of myself. So if you get humor in that, I enjoy that too. I really do.
If you can't make fun of yourself, you don't deserve to make fun of anybody else. I make fun of myself a lot, so I make fun of a lot of people a lot. So it's just.
So what's new with you this week? What's been going on?
Little story I got to tell you. This happened actually a couple of weeks ago. I meant to mention this a couple of weeks ago when it happened. I was going down. You know what the new Back Beach Road is?
Yeah, that new Griffith Parkway.
Yeah. It's a nice little thoroughfare, and Buddy and I were going down, and it turns off on Nautilus Street to Back Beach. And those of you who don't know this area have no idea where we're talking about.
It bypasses Pier Park. If you could bypass Pier Park, you want to bypass Pier Park.
Bypasses a whole lot of traffic.
Yeah.
But I was right behind the Bay County Sheriff's deputy, and we were stopped at the stoplight, and this pickup truck full of girls stopped in their lane. They were turning the other direction. They stopped in their lane, and I'm thinking, oh, what's going on here? Well, they all rolled down the windows. The driver opened up the door, and they honked their horn, and they looked at the deputy, and all went, "We love you, we love you." Well, I looked over, and they were African American. They were black girls. Extremely attractive black girls, I will tell you that. But they were.
Are you sure they weren't talking to you?
I'm pretty positive they weren't
I
talking
just want to clarify that.
but honestly, it made me smile. It did my heart good to know that all the news you see, all the politics you hear, and these young ladies who I'd love to have sat and talked to them or had a drink or
And you know what? They
whatever.
took a moment.
And they took a moment to stop in their lane, to honk at the deputy and say, "We love you."
You know what?
And
I will
show
almost,
their-
I will
there's a-
guarantee that deputy, that made his
Made
day.
his day.
Absolutely. it
Show
did.
their support for law enforcement, and that did my heart good. I mean, I smiled the rest of the way over. I think I was on my way over here, actually, to tell you the truth, but it made me smile the
Well,
rest of the
cool.
way over here. I was like, that was awesome. That
Cool.
was so good.
We need, you know what? We need to have more of that going on. Not to, don't impede traffic, but just more showing appreciation, honk at a cop and wave.
And they weren't impeding traffic. They were the only vehicle that was, turning on in that direction. But for them to stop and honk and just show their support,
That's really cool.
that
I like
was
it.
it was amazing. Like I said, I smiled all the way down here, all the way back to the beach, and like you said, I'm sure that deputy just the rest of
Oh,
his day
it made
was
his
just-
day.
Yeah.
So, deputy, whoever you are, congratulations, and we all love you. Matter of fact, every once in a while, the road out here is very busy from time to time, and there are wrecks. And when there's a bad one every once in a while, I keep cases of water over here, and I will walk unopened bottles of water to them and offer them water if they want to have some. They usually keep a pretty good stock, but I do go and try to, because trust me, those bulletproof vests are heavy, those uniforms are hot, and they're out here in this heat and directing traffic and taking care of whatever they got to take care of.
And this is Northwest Florida, y'all. This is hot and humid during the summertime. Right now, it's what? It's probably about 85.
Yeah.
But with
It's
the humidity, it feels like about 93.
Yeah, or higher. Yeah.
Or higher.
It's a little muggy.
Yeah.
So, well, to start off the show, that's pretty cool. I like that story. I really like that story.
I meant to
like it.
mention that a couple weeks ago, and I'm glad I thought about it tonight.
Well, cool. Well, you remember a couple weeks ago we did a story about the Colonial Pipeline. It was big news, and then I did a story about the hackers got hacked. You remember that, where the hackers that hacked Colonial that got a reported 5 million, but it wound up being 4.2 or 4.4 million. They got hacked. They went to go transfer their money around, and they couldn't find their money. They got hacked. Well, the follow-up is the authorities have now seized 4.4 million of that money back to give to obviously the Colonial's insurance company that paid the ransom, because I don't know any company's got 4.4 million laying around.
Wow.
But anyway,
I know several companies that do. However,
yeah.
I saw that story myself, and I was like, okay, yeah.
There is a little justice in the world.
Here's the caveat to that, though. It was Bitcoin money, so Bitcoin actually helped the FBI bring that Bitcoin money back. I'm still kind of dubious about cyber currency, but still, that's still
4.4 million. Yeah.
And that Bitcoin can be turned into actual hard currency.
And my mother, I was talking to her a couple weeks ago, and she says, I just don't trust currency I can't touch. And valid point. I'm kind of
the same way,
I am too.
but
And then to go on with this, I was just kind of scouring right before Rob got here and we went live. Breaking news, Volkswagen Audi has had a reported data breach impacting 3.3 million customers in North America. Just breaking today, so you're probably going to hear about this later on. I did this several months ago. People, go freeze your credit reports. Call all three, TransUnion, Equifax, and I forget the third one. Anyway, go freeze them. You can call the number, do it online. You have to answer some questions, but go freeze your reports. If you think you're going to go get some credit or need to apply for credit, you can go and freeze it for a short block, or give your creditor a passcode that they can type in and check your credit and do your financial. But go freeze them. This is getting to be the hackers have more time than we do, and they're figuring out more ways to go get your stuff.
This is becoming more and more news where
Yep.
We are more in a cyber war than we will ever be in a
Absolutely.
conventional war.
So do everything you can to protect yourself. Companies have departments to take care of things like this, but you need to go protect yourself too. So
Absolutely. I mean, password protections.
only go so far.
I've had some things happening in the last several months with my bank. I'm not going to mention what bank, but I've had things happening with my bank that I look at. I showed you the other night.
Yeah, it's
and I was
crazy.
like, what is going on here? I have no idea. I know how much money I have in the bank. I know how much money I should have in the bank, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. So just be internet savvy. We all shop online. There's no denying it. We all do. Amazon. Everybody shops online. You know, I'm guilty of it. And
I've been with this bank for close to 10 years. I've never had a problem with this bank until now. And
This is crazy.
I'm just sitting there going, what is going on all of a sudden?
all I can say is go protect yourself, people. Well, anyway, let's move on to some news that you may have missed this week, and either we think you need to know about it, or you might want to know about it. I don't know. You decide. So, anyway,
Or you don't care.
or absolutely don't care, but don't change the channel. Do not touch that dial.
We will make you laugh. I promise you.
An Army Lance Corporal who drove to McDonald's while three times over the alcohol limit was so drunk she tried to order food from a police officer that was sent out to arrest her. She was caught driving all over the road after boozing with friends in Richmond, North Yorkshire. I think it's in England. And heading back to camp to drink some more with her friends. In a drunken haze, she decided to drive to McDonald's less than a mile from the base. The drive-thru was closed and cordoned off, but the corporal still pulled in. When police caught up with her, she attempted to get her fast food fix from the officers who were ordering through her car window. The prosecution says she had asked to order food from the police officer before being removed from her car. She now had registered a breath test reading of 116 micrograms of alcohol in the 100 millionths of breath, more than 3 times. What is bizarre about this, in the mitigation, the duty solicitor said a driving ban would mean she would not be able to continue her special driving and communications role in the Army. Career choices. Now, I will tell you this, the reason I did this story. Here at the Cave, we've had some parties. We like to entertain, my wife and I like to entertain, and when we do, we close the street down. I invite everybody on our block to come to the party. And the reason I do that is because, number one, they're going to be in the party. And number two, I tell them, if you feel the need to call the cops, see if they could stop and bring some beer on the way. We're probably running late.
Yeah.
They're coming anyway.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
they stop across the street and, get a 12-pack for us? I mean, they're on the way.
I mean, it's right across the
yeah,
street.
it's right there. They could literally just
right across the
there.
street.
So,
Okay, here's what a couple impressions is that here in the States they do breathalyzer, and it's a 0.08 is the legal limit,
right.
and they did what, micrograms
116 micrograms of alcohol in the 100 million trees of breath.
and 100 million treats
Yeah,
of death.
I don't know.
Of breath.
I don't know how to break it.
I don't know either. I'm just kind of sitting there going, it's so much simpler. Just do conventional, I've never really understood if somebody says that's 2 meters away. Okay, how much is that in yards?
Yeah, I don't know how
feet.
to break it down.
And then when you get to this, if I was an American getting stopped and they're saying you're, what was that again?
I lost it.
Micrograms?
Micrograms, yeah, micrograms. 116 micrograms of alcohol in 100 milliliters of breath. Milliliters, is that correct? Milliliters?
I think it's milliliters.
Milliliters?
Yeah.
Of breath. It's still.
I'm going.
How do you figure all that out?
So I'm good, right? I mean,
Well, even though here in America, 08.08 I have a CDL. It's .04.
Right, yeah.
And I'm supposed to be a professional driver on and off the road. And that's what they say.
Okay, I would go into this whole thing about driving and traveling, but I'm not going to go into that whole thing because it will bring up a whole another conversation that will take us hours and hours.
And that might be another show.
It might be another show, but anyway, yeah. The second thing was, all right. There's only one time in my life I've been in sort of a situation like this. I was not driving. Thank God I was not driving. But the guy that was driving was actually driving a car that had been transferred over to Greece from Japan. So the driver's seat was on the right side.
Right side.
So we pull up to the base gate on Crete, and I was, 22 years old. I was not coherent.
You act like you're holding the wheel.
I should have. And so they asked me for my ID, so I pulled out a card, and it turned out to be my club card, not my military ID.
Whoa.
And they said, "Sir, here's your club card. Could you step out of the vehicle?" I'm like, "I'm not driving." So they pulled my friend Randy out of the vehicle, and he was fine. He honestly, he was perfectly fine. But we got on base, and he was one of my best friends. He was a news anchor when I was a sports anchor, and we hung out all the time on AFRTS TV. And he was like, "What are you doing? Showing your club card? You showed your club card. They pulled me out of the car." He was so mad. He was so mad because. But I did not say, "Yeah, I'd like a burger and fries."
Yeah. Okay, no onions.
Ketchup only. Make it fresh.
That's right. Oh, speaking of fresh, you know how to get the fresh fries at McDonald's and Burger King? You tell them you want fries with no salt.
No salt.
They got to cook. And my wife told me that. I go, you know what? Let's just add. She goes, "Go, fresh fries. Tell them no salt."
Yep, no
And
salt.
then,
Fresh
and then
fries.
order it with no salt, and they go, "Salt packets, please."
Yep. You need plenty of it. Or you go to because most of the tables have salt and pepper on the tables.
Not anymore. You got to actually ask for that stuff.
Oh, really?
They don't
now?
keep the condiments on the tables.
You
You
know?
have to actually ask for those. That and the ketchup packets now
Oh.
because of COVID.
Fast food can bite me.
Oh, I know. It's expensive. It's very expensive.
What was it? Chick-fil-A even said you can only have one pack of dip sauce now.
Yeah, because they're running low. Yeah, I did a story on that a while back. They were. If Taco Bell runs out of sauce,
If they run out of Diablo sauce, I am going to be there. There
is.
will be an insurrection.
yes, there will be
on Taco
mass.
Bell.
There will be a mass riot at Taco Bell. Well, let's take a moment and hear from one of our partners today.
Poff's Heavy Equipment. Well, I can't even say heavy equipment. Poff's Equipment Repair. They do heavy equipment. They do tractor trailer repair. They do trucks. They do cars. They do just about everything. I wouldn't say small engine repair, but if you've got a backhoe, you've got a tractor you need worked on, you've got your semi truck, tractor trailer you need to be worked on. You got your pickup truck. You got your vehicle. They can do it. You can get them at 850-640-7132. Mobile service is available. They will come to you. Of course, if you're broken down, of course, you can't drive to them. They will come to you. And they are fully locally owned and operated. They're located in Fountain, but like I said, they're mobily available. So you give them a call, they will come to you. Personalized service in a very timely way and affordable. I know that
I've used them.
I know that repairs, especially on tractor trailers, the heavy equipment can be really expensive, but they do it in a again, timely and affordable way. Again, their number's 850-640-7132. If you need your vehicle worked on, they will come and do you right. Promise you.
And make sure you tell them Rob and Ashley sent you. All right. Well, moving on. This has kind of struck me is an odd story, a landlord-tenant situation.
I've never been through those.
In Pittsburgh, the landlord allegedly had a sword. The tenant allegedly had a hammer. Okay, what can go wrong?
Don't bring a hammer to a sword fight.
Okay, that story's over.
No, go ahead.
Their dispute.
Was that a spoiler alert?
No, that was it. The landlord is charged with aggravated assault and simple assault. The tenant is charged with terroristic threats and simple assault. The police were called to the scene twice. A neighbor who didn't want to be on camera said she heard screaming before each police visit. The first time he heard someone scream, "He has a sword!" After the police departed, the neighbor heard screaming again, and it was the tenant screaming in pain while being stabbed by the landlord with a samurai-style sword. Everybody charged criminal complaints against each other. Everybody who was wounded was taken to the hospital and then to jail. Don't take a hammer to a sword fight.
Yeah, I mean, come on, really. I mean, you got a hammer, you don't anymore.
Not anymore. I think that the sword went into the left flank and the right buttocks.
It's like the Black Knight scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I got your arm off. No, you haven't. What's that then? I've had worse. You liar. Your hand is holding the hammer on the ground. I mean, I'm sorry. What am I going to do with a hammer against a samurai
Can I have
sword?
a Band-Aid, please?
Yeah. It's like, All right, time out.
Okay, this story reminds me of a story which I've done before, but I'm going to tell you, it's worth repeating. Dozens of people are facing fines up to 3,000 lira for removing beach sand and shells from the Italian island of Sardinia. Authorities said individuals have been reported for the theft about 100 kilograms, which is 220 pounds, of items from the beaches in separate incidences. The fines imposed might seem heavy, but for years, islanders have complained about the theft of their natural assets. Tourists, mainly Europeans, and including some Italians, bottle the sand to keep as souvenirs or auction it offline. Must be some pretty impressive sand.
Yeah, I mean, that's some sand.
Yeah.
We got plenty out here.
We got plenty of it out
And
here.
we'll bottle it up and send it to you and tell you it's from Sardinia.
You know what? Yeah, email us, we'll send you.
Do not email rstarkccm@gmail.com. Do not. rstarkccm@gmail.com. We will not send you some sand to whatever address you send me. And
you can't afford it. As part of an ongoing investigation, military and customs police in Sardinia have been monitoring airports and harbors and searching websites for illegal sales. Tourists attempting to remove bottled sand in their luggage have been caught during custom checks using x-rays. All right.
I don't think sand is a commodity.
No, but I guess when it's pure white sand. But anyway, about 5 years ago or so, we had to go to a wedding in Texas, and then Dee and I decided we're halfway there. Let's get her family together and go to Washington State for a family reunion. So we flew from we drove to Texas, went to the wedding, left the dogs with my mom, then flew from Fort Worth to Washington State and spent 4 or 5 days at the compound. We rented a big, huge house because there's 7 of them with all their spouses and all that. Anyway, my wife thought it'd be really cool to take some sugar white sand from Panama City Beach and some seashells for all the nephews to make little projects from Florida.
Yeah.
Dee kept it in the carry-on bag. This big Ziploc bag full of sand.
So what's the problem?
Ma'am, we need to check that.
Well, they think there was like cocaine or something.
They had it, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I already went through TSA. I'm over here and I see what's going on. I'm keeping an eye on her, and I said, honey, I'll be way over there waiting for you.
Yeah.
And so
You on your own, baby. Love you.
I gathered up what they would allow me to gather, and they took her bag after they swabbed it. They said, we're going to have to go check this sand. Please sit right here. They wouldn't let her go back in the ring. So this one TSA agent took that big, huge 5-gallon Ziploc bag full of sand back in this private ring. Now, since we couldn't go, I don't know what kind of testing took place, but I'm going to speculate. He probably went, oh man, that is sand.
Just say it. If dude snorted it, he is.
Definitely tested it, and it's sand. She got flagged. They gave her the sand back, and we went on to Washington State. So we had a funny story about how she got stopped in the full search, and they had to go over here with the female and do all that stuff. On the way back, we're at Pike's Place Market, which is a famous place in Washington State, and she bought some sealed, fresh salmon fillets to bring back. They're not refrigerated. She got flagged again. They swabbed that down to make sure they broke the seal. Checked
Oh
it.
my
So
God.
anytime my wife flies, she's got this red check mark
Oh my God.
for allegedly carrying 5 pounds of sand that looked like cocaine on there.
And I tell you what, once you break the seal on vacuum packed salmon,
Yeah, it's
it's like,
done.
you know what? You keep it.
You know what?
We're going to Florida. You keep it. Have a good meal on us. Yeah.
Take it on home and have a nice
Yeah.
meal.
And by the time it gets back to Florida, it's gonna be pretty.
Because we were going to have to go to Florida, or from Washington State back to Texas, spend the night, jump in the car, and drive 13 hours to come home in the car.
Well, even on the flight, people are gonna go and
Yeah.
someone doesn't smell springtime fresh.
Yeah, in a vacuum tube going 900 miles an hour. Anyway, let's segue into another one of our partners for all your riding apparel and biker needs. Biker's Edge is your place. They're located in Panama City. They have everything you need, and if they don't have it, Pat can get it for you.
Now, let me ask you something about this, because you were telling me yesterday that they are actually going to eventually, not right now,
Yes.
but eventually going to be getting a trailer and traveling along.
And they're going to be going around different events and venues, and they're going to be hauling it's going to be a mobile shop, and so they're supposed to let us know, and we will let you know where they're going to be so you can go by and visit.
And in the meantime,
850-624-6206. Their hours are Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 5. You might want to give them a call to make sure they're there, because they do like to get out and ride their motorcycles from time to time. Military ID gets a 10% discount. And again, tell Pat that Rob and Ashley sent you her way. Biker's Edge for all your riding apparel needs.
Second Amendment friendly.
Sorry. A 27-year-old Missouri man was arrested yesterday on felony narcotics charges following an auto accident in Columbia.
Columbia, where?
You know what?
Oh, Columbia, Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh, I lived in Columbia, Missouri for.
Mr. Hutchinson was a passenger in a vehicle involved in a DWI accident, according to a police report. The Columbia Police Department spokesman declined to identify the controlled substance that Mr. Hutchinson is alleged to have possessed. He is locked up on $30,000 bonds on the drug charge. It's not unusual about the story. What's being unusual about the story is, upon booking into the Boone County Jail, his DARE, Drugs Are Bad t-shirt was confiscated that he was wearing. You know, D-A-R-E?
Yeah.
Drugs
Yeah.
Are Bad t-shirt, along with his other clothing items. So he was wearing a DARE t-shirt, carrying drugs, getting busted.
And this was.
Last week. Oh, no, I'm sorry, December. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison on felony control. Oh, no, wait a minute. He has a rap sheet that includes multiple convictions for theft, burglary, leaving the scene of an accident, and drug possession. And in December, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison on a felony controlled substance conviction, but a judge suspended the execution of the sentence and instead placed him on 5 years probation.
Yeah, what was his full name again? Yeah.
His name is, I just know it as Mr. Hutchinson.
I think he owes me money.
Well, you know where he's at?
He's at Boone County Jail.
You can find him because I'm going to say that when you get your 5 years probation for a charge and you screw up, you're going to do the 5 years and
Look, I will tell you this. I lived in Columbia, Missouri for a year. Living in Columbia, Missouri is basically probation in and of itself. I won't expound on that.
Enough said.
Enough said. As long as he can't leave Columbia, Missouri, he's pretty much in jail.
Yeah. Well, now he's really in jail because his little house arrest thing just went bye-bye.
No, I really do have a lot of good friends in Columbia.
Well, one of them might be in jail.
Well, you know, maybe, may not be. You know,
he can give you his DARE T-shirt as collateral.
That's probably in a vacuum sealed bag.
That's pretty bad.
With your wife's salmon.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. You're wearing a DARE T-shirt. Drugs are bad, and you're getting pulled over for a DWI, and you've got
you got drugs in your car.
All right, I have a human interest story that kind of struck me as odd. I ran across it on social media, and I thought I'd share it with you for a moment. It's unique. A local news station was interviewing a 90-year-old lady because she had just gotten married for the 4th time.
90 years old.
90 years old.
Got married for the 4th time.
For the 4th time. The interviewer asked her questions about her life, about what it felt like to be marrying again at 90, and about her new husband's occupation. She said he's a funeral director.
Well, that's convenient.
Interesting, the newsman thought. Then he asked her if she wouldn't mind telling him a little bit about her first 3 husbands and what they did for a living. And then she paused for a moment, gathering her thoughts. A short time after, a smile came across her face, and she proudly explained that she first married a banker when she was in her 20s, then a circus ringmaster when she was in her 40s, a preacher in her 60s, and now in her 90s a funeral director. The interviewer looked at her quite astonished and asked why she had married 4 men with such diverse careers.
I'm trying to find a punchline for that one, but that's a banker.
Then she explained, 1 for the money,
2 for the show,
2 for the show, and 3 to get ready, 4 to go.
I should have seen that coming.
Ray Charles saw that one coming.
Yeah, I should have seen that one coming.
It was a post on Facebook. I copied it. I thought it was good. And I thought I would share it with you. Brighten y'all's day up. Feel free to use that anytime you want.
I'm Rob Stark. I'm an idiot. I should have seen that coming.
All right.
All right, you got me.
I got you on that one.
All right, our next segment is Idiots in Jail, and it's brought to you by Steel Boys Bail Bondsman. And you can get in trouble real fast, but they can get you out real fast. They are some really great guys. So take it away. We'll tell you more about Steel Boys in a second.
All right. A Chatham County woman has been charged with stealing nearly $1 million from her employer.
$1 million?
$1 million. Miss Fields, 65, of Goldston, was charged Monday with felony embezzlement and felony corporate malfeasance and was released on a promise to appear in court. All right, first thing is if you're going a promise to appear and you got $1 million, you're gone.
I'm going to Belize.
Yeah.
Cayman Islands, someplace where no extradition laws exist.
A basic machinery company in Siler City notified the Chatham County Sheriff's Office in March of suspected embezzlement after internal audit uncovered inconsistencies in documentation. An investigation determined that Fields, who oversaw the company's payroll as administrative manager, had routinely overpaid herself for the last 10 years, accumulating more than $900,000 in improper payments. I've been doing it all wrong all these years.
I've been in the wrong business, you know.
I want to become a payroll manager, Wow. So, there you go.
Well, it'll take you about what, 10, 20 years for her to. Well, she's not going to see the money anymore.
I know. Yeah, it's gone. She's 65. Never mind. You know what? Even if she lives to be 75 or 90, she still can't pay all that money back. It's probably already spent. She probably lived better than the owner of the company.
At least for a while, yeah.
Absolutely. Responding to a report of a disturbance in a potato chip aisle at a Walmart in Ohio, police arrested a Cleveland woman for allegedly striking a female victim in the face with a 10-pound log of ground beef. The confrontation at the store in South Euclid, a Cleveland suburb, involved two women.
Did they have to use the word log?
Yeah, that's what they said. A log of ground beef. The two women who once lived in the same duplex, who was battered with the ground beef, previously secured a protection order against the 25-year-old other participant. According to police, when the pair spotted each other in the Walmart, one threatened to beat up the other, as well as her 7-year-old daughter, who was with Jackson at the Walmart store. Cops say that Garner pulled down Jackson's mask and attempted to spit on her. When she missed the target, the other reached into Jackson's shopping cart and removed the prepackaged meat, which then she used to strike the victim a couple of times in the face.
Wow.
In the weapons used section of the police department report,
Did they use the word log?
The ground beef is described as a blunt object.
They didn't use the word log.
No.
Man.
The meat logs retail for around $22.
I got your meat log dangling, darling.
According to police, there's been a history of odd behavior between these two, and it just erupted into this
look,
in the chip aisle.
Look, you're in the Walmarts looking at potato chips. You know, all you got to do is say, I hate you, okay, let's go on, I need some ruffles. You know? that's
some of that French onion dip over there.
Yeah. We'll log you later, baby.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon.
So a lady
in the middle of the Walmart.
A lady got logged in a Walmart.
Logged in a Walmart.
I didn't plan on this. This is working out. Speaking of logs, after offering random citizens lap dances, a tipsy Florida woman asked police if they wanted to bang on the sidewalk and threatened to assault paramedics if they came near her, according to her arrest report. Cops responded to a disturbance call Saturday evening and encountered a lady 28 on the sidewalk outside a bar in St. Petersburg. Cops say she had been stumbling on the sidewalk, attempting to give random citizens lap dances outside of the business. The arrest paperwork does not indicate whether any lap dances were performed.
I think $10 is $10.
Hey, you know what? I know. Highly intoxicated and stumbling, prompting officers to call for fire and rescue. However, she was not evaluated due to threatening to punch paramedics if they touched her. All right, she was offering lap dances, but she didn't want a paramedic to touch her. Give the paramedic a lap dance. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What the heck? I mean,
You can use your latex gloves.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
After police reported gave her multiple chances to call someone for assistance in getting her to a nearby apartment or accept their offer to walk her home, she continued to yell profanities and at the cops and bystanders. She also allegedly asked officers if they wanted to bang on the sidewalk.
Now, should talk about their nightsticks, or
You know what? We'll just have to let y'all's imagination go. with that.
or maybe fire, bang, bang, bang with their firearm. I'm trying to make this PG-13.
You know what?
Um,
Imagination's probably going to be about the best. So
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to explain that.
Would you like to bang on the sidewalk? Huh?
Bang your head?
Bang your head.
The arrest paperwork does not indicate whether any banging was actually
It was actually performed or not. Well, Well, you know, Sergeant, you know, I was feeling a little lonely that night, and I had to do what I had to do. All right, if you find yourself in trouble like this, you need to call Steel Boys, bail bondsman. Again, you can get in trouble real fast. Like, do not bang on the sidewalk, please. Do not get logged in a Walmart or log anybody in a Walmart. But if that ever happens, they can get you out real fast. 24-hour service. They make it as convenient and fast as possible. Professionals. I've dealt with these guys. I actually helped install security systems in their place.
Oh, okay.
And really, really great professional gentlemen and ladies.
Yes, there are ladies in the office now.
And they are just wonderful. They make it as fast and convenient as possible, and they know how to handle your problem. They handle Bay, Gulf, Calhoun counties, voted best of Bay for bail bondsmen several times.
Yes, several times.
And their phone number is 850-215-2608, or you can go to their website, steelboys.com. That's STEELE boys.com. And they've been serving Bay County for 20 years.
20 years.
And they've actually not branched out, but they had people leave and start their own.
Yes, they have.
Bondsmen. And I have dealt with Phyllis, who
God rest her soul.
Yeah, sadly has passed. But she was such a wonderful lady, and she was the face of Steel Boys for a while.
She was. She actually was the face of Steel Boys.
But these are great guys, and they will help you out as much as you know. So, like I said, if you get in trouble, call these guys. Once again, their number 850-215-2608. Steel, STEELE boys.com is their website.
Well, this Florida man was probably wanting to give him a call. A Florida man was arrested yesterday after striking his daughter in the face with a slice of pizza. Cops responded to a disturbance call at the victim's Vero Beach home and discovered the 20-year-old with what looked like to be tomato sauce on the left side of her face, inside the resident's front door, and the ground was covered with pizza toppings.
Okay, is that really considered evidence?
Yes, I believe it would be evidence. If you've been assaulted with a pizza, by God, I think that sauce is now evidence, and the pepperoni, or whatever the toppings were.
Well, I mean, you know, what if she dropped it and it hit her face, and then all of a sudden she got mad because she had paid for the pizza, and so she called the cop and said, he hit me in the face with a pizza.
Well, hang on, there's more.
Okay.
That's a good scenario. The victim told police that her father came to her home Sunday afternoon to drop off a pizza. But she told her father that she was not feeling well and asked him to leave, and he began to argue with her. When the woman sought to close the front door, he allegedly threw this pizza slice at his daughter, striking her in the face.
And that's assault.
After the woman called 911 to the residence and was questioned, the father was admitted throwing the pizza, but claimed he thought that the door was shut at the time. An officer noted that he detected a strong odor of alcohol beverage on her father's breath. He was arrested for battery and booked into the Indian River County Jail on misdemeanor charge. He was released on a bond. And get this, Mr. Warden, the father, is a chef.
Well, you know, chefs like pizza too. You know.
Thought that was just an interesting touch. Goes and buys a pizza and throws it at his daughter.
Well, first of all, what kind of pizza was it? Where did it come from? Was it
like a gourmet style pizza?
Gourmet style pizza from a local, local place, or was it a chain?
Oh, I have no idea. It does not say that in the news report. I don't know.
Because I think that would have an impact on the charges or the verdict. Because if it was a gourmet pizza, which I know many places, and so do you,
yes, here
in Panama City Beach, that are in Panama City, that have just wonderful gourmet pizzas that I would never, ever throw in anybody's face.
No, because they're too expensive, and they're well worth the money.
Right.
Yeah. They're worth it.
Now, even if it was Domino's or Papa John's, I probably wouldn't. Now, if it was frozen pizza from the Walmarts or,
Yeah.
or the Winn-Dixie.
Oh, I'd toss that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
like a
yeah,
frisbee.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
a frisbee.
Boom, yeah.
Oh, you know what that cardboard thing, the round is? Oh yeah, I'd sell that across the floor in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. And
What are you out? $3?
yeah, exactly. And if I were the judge, I'd go, how much did you actually pay for that pizza? Okay, case dismissed.
Yeah. There's a This is going to take a little bit of a different turn. Responding to a 9 a.m. tip about a couple trysting in a Florida park, a patrolman discovered a man performing a sex act on his girlfriend within the children's crawling tunnel at a park.
At what time?
9 a.m.
Oh, okay.
When the cop arrived at the park, he reported observing a female laying on her back face up with her jeans shorts pulled around her ankles and her legs spread apart, exposing the area. Her companion was atop with his face in the said area. Asked what they were doing. Making out, said the man, was a more direct, and he said, I'm eating a Happy Meal.
That was actually going to be my punchline, but he beat me to it.
Adjacent to the playground's crawling tunnel was a bottle of Gulf Crest vodka and 2 cans of Four Loko. We were both drinking the Four Loko, and you only live once, said the couple.
Yeah, but at 9 a.m. with kids in the park.
Yeah, they were arrested for possession of an open container and booked into the county jail, where they remained behind bars in lieu of a $500 bond. The pair escaped additional charges related to their crawling incidents.
I'd pay $500 for a Happy Meal.
The pair escaped additional charges related to their crawling tunnel annex since there was no further complaints. Nobody else saw the above mentioned incident. It gives a whole new meaning to playground.
And picnic, and I'm not even going to go there. There are so many things that, like I said, I'm trying to keep this PG-13. So
my only thought was, you know what? There's a local restaurant that has a lot of them have indoor play areas. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
But does a toy come with a Happy Meal? That's the second question.
It could. Think about that for a minute. It might take 9 months, but you get a toy.
You reach in there and, oh, look, Mayor McCheese. We are so wrong. I apologize.
And I don't have anything else. You know what? This has been fun. Again, I want to, number one, thank our sponsors. I hope you all enjoyed the show.
Steel Boys, Pops,
and Biker's Edge.
Biker's Edge. Yeah, thank you all so much. And
we want to thank everybody for viewing and for all 2 of you tuning in.
Make sure you find us on, like I said, every Friday we'll do it live on Stark Naked Truth. Tomorrow morning about 9 o'clock.
About 9:30. Be up on YouTube.
YouTube and the Facebook page.
Facebook. And the Facebook is In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. And you can also follow us on Twitter, Bums Media, or at Bums Media. I'm new to the Twitter world, sorry. I do the little @ sign.
With a Z.
Yep, Bums with a Z.
And the YouTube page?
YouTube is In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley.
All right, so we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for tolerating us.
We look forward to seeing y'all next week.
And for my Stark Naked Truth friends, as always, thank you so much for letting me be me and letting Ashley and me be Ashley and me.
That's right.
Thank you.
This is a hoot.
It is.
Peace out.